Hey guys, it's Emma
and Maggie,
and welcome back to another episode of Love Ya Bye.
Today we're going to talk about friendships, and we're going to get into maintaining friendships, long distance friendships, dealing with toxic friendships, and friendship breakups, meeting new people in a new city, and so much more.
But first, we're going to start off with our peak and pit of the week. This is our weekly tradition where we share the highest and lowest moments.
But anyway, my peak of the week, I have been on like my cooking grind. I made a really good bolognese last night and I let it simmer for like an hour, and all the flavors just like really accumulated in my Le Creuset, and it was so good. I made a really good chicken soup with bone broth. That was really yummy. I've just been like on my cooking grind the past few weeks, so I feel like that has been something that's like made me so happy.
Okay, slay.
I don't really think I have a pit though. The only one thing that I would say is that my laundry's like piled up because I just got back from a week trip in Miami, and I just have like a shit ton of laundry that's like literally everywhere, and it gives me anxiety. And my office is a mess because literally the night before my trip, Milo threw up 4 times on the rug in my office, and I had to throw it away, my rug. And it kind of like messed up, like everything's just a mess in there. So my house is a little bit of a mess, but other than that, life is great.
My peak and pit. My pit would have to be, I mean, I have nothing really to complain about other than I'm going to steal yours and my laundry. That's a reoccurring issue.
You're not even stealing mine. It's just like you have been complaining about that for the past 3 days. So,
but
like,
the thing is that I get my, Maggie, I put it all away. If you go into my bathroom behind my door, all that laundry is literally from this past weekend.
Do you have a service at your...
Yes. I have a service at my apartment that can take my laundry.
Bag it up and call them.
But like...
But what? They're going to clean it for you and fold it for you and press it for you and iron it, and then they're going to drop it back off of your door? Yeah, it's perfect. Order some laundry bags on Ammy and get it going, girl.
Okay.
If I had that service...
But the thing, like, I just don't know how to start. I have to, like, look into how I do that.
Call the front desk. Hi, this is Emma McDonald. Can I please start the laundry service? Thank you. Bye. And then they pick it up, and you have, like, 3 bags.
Yeah.
Those, like...
Yeah.
Laundry bags, you can do one with your lights, one with your darks, one with your colors.
That's
Boom.
just the one thing about me and my life. I can get everything else done except for my laundry. I think, like, I mean, I'll clean my laundry, whatever, it'll be clean, but it'll sit on my bed. And I just, like, won't put it away. Like, I'll pick stuff out of it and just wear it. But that's, like, a thing. I've seen it all over TikTok. It's, like, a lot of people that have, like, really bad ADHD, like, don't do their laundry and stuff. And that's literally me. I can't do my laundry. People are like, oh, FaceTime someone and do your laundry. No. The only person I can FaceTime to do my laundry is like Ella.
I know, my laundry is on my guest bed, so I can't even talk.
No. You can't even talk. You can't say shit. No, and then, okay. But my peak would have to be, I've been really enjoying making coffee at home. But I love going to get a coffee. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'll make a coffee at home and then I'll go get a coffee later on. So I'm not saying that I'm not going out to get coffee. But part of my morning routine that I've been really loving. I won't make it at my apartment though, but it's like if I'm at like my boyfriend's apartment, he'll make us coffee and we'll drink it together. And it makes me really happy in the morning. It's a really, together. Really, really nice way to start my morning.
I agree. That's what
me really happy.
And my boyfriend do, but we like go in the car and we get coffee together every
yeah.
morning. But it's like every morning, and even if he's like has plans to go work out with his friends, like they'll call him and he'll be like, we're gonna go get coffee and then I'll go after. So it's like we make it a point to have coffee together every morning, and then like I love that.
Yeah. Like on mornings my boyfriend leaves early to like go work out or something like that. We'll have coffee like before he leaves, even if it's for like 5 minutes.
So cute.
Just, you know.
It's like a really nice way to start the day. We just decided that we are gonna make coffee at home Monday through Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday we'll go out and get it. Cause like I bought the beans from Blue Bottle, and we just need to make it at home because it's like sometimes honestly the coffee that you make at home is better.
Really?
For me, yeah. Like sometimes I go to Blue Bottle and it's like way too much milk, and mine just literally tastes like warm milk, and I feel like I'm a baby. You know, like sometimes it's just like really nice having like a warm coffee.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get on into the topic. Okay, so this episode is all about friendships, and we are just going to be talking all things friendships. I feel like for us, like throughout the years since we've been on YouTube, like our friendships have been super public because obviously we've been doing it for 5 years and we have showed all of our friends in our vlogs like when we go out and do stuff. And with that being said, like friendships come and go, and I think that is just a part of life, and it's
so
normal.
It's so normal.
And I think that it's something that would be beneficial to talk about, because although our life is public and people see us like with certain people at different times, and then it's like we may not hang out with them anymore, I just think it's important to talk about how like the friendships as a whole and just like life and cycles.
As you get older, your friend groups get smaller and smaller and smaller. When mom used to say this to us and dad used to say this, I was like, I don't want my friend groups to get smaller and smaller. But now that as I get older and it like narrows down to the people that literally will text me and be like, how are you, randomly, and like actually care about my life, it's like I really appreciate it a lot more having like a smaller friend group rather than having a million friends that just don't care, you know?
Yeah, I think quality over quantity.
For sure.
At least for me, I do have a lot of like new friends that I've met through either like moving to Boston or people that I met in like the YouTube space, like social media. But I feel like a lot of my friends that I was friends with in high school, I'm like still friends with to this day.
Oh,
like
same.
Graydon, you guys may not know this, but my best friend Graydon, who is always in my vlogs, and now he is on TikTok, Graydon Cutler on TikTok. He's so funny. You have to go follow him if you don't. But him and I have been best friends since high school.
Yeah.
So we're going on like over 10 years of friendship, and we've just like known each other forever. And I feel like him and I have just like really grown up together, and like we both went off to college, but we stayed like pretty close to Boston. So like even in college, he would come visit me, I would visit him, and then we both moved to the city after we graduated. So we've been kind of like on the same like path.
Yeah. My two best friends I became close with in middle school, Ella and Avery, and no, even if like they go back to college, like I'll make time to go visit them, they'll make time to come visit me. We have a group message that we talk in every single day. We have group FaceTimes that we do like every once in a while, but we always make time for each other. We're always hanging out with each other. Ella and I are like inseparable. She's like been my best friend forever. But yeah, I really like cherish my close friendships, and the ones that like I have a lot of hometown friends, like a ton of hometown friends that I went to high school with that I don't talk to them every day, but like I would literally do anything for them, and like I'll see them a lot in the summertime or a lot when I'm home, and I always make sure like every single Saturday in the summer, me and my friends from home go to the beach together. So like that's our thing. That's like how we like stay in touch and like see each other every year.
And it's nice to have like those things planned, so you know that like once you get home, like you guys are going to start going to the beach every Saturday.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, you know that even if time goes by and you don't see each other, or like you may not like talk every day, you're going to see each other and things are going to like fall back into place.
100%. Like I literally last year I moved to LA and I got back in June. The second I got back, the first Saturday of the summer, like I was there, and it was like I never even left.
And I like weirdly have a lot of friends who don't live in the same city as me.
Oh, same. A lot of my friends live like elsewhere.
Me too. And like my best friend Jess, she lives in Nashville. Well, she's always moving around for her husband's job. He's a football coach. And she's lived in Florida and Nashville, like all over.
Yeah.
And so her and I, like a way that we stay in touch is that we talk on the phone at least once a week. If not, like some weeks we'll talk on the phone more, but we're always like replying to each other's stories. We talk on the phone once a week and we catch up about life.
Yeah.
And I'm also lucky because she posts on YouTube also, so I can like watch her videos and I feel like I'm keeping up with her life that way.
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely important, like when you have long distance friendships, like scheduling a time to talk on the phone so you like hear their voice, and you don't have to like literally schedule it and be like, hey, like, are you free? Like,
but
can
make
we
sure
talk?
you set aside time to
Yes.
call them and stuff.
Like if I'm in the car and I know I'm going to be driving for like 30 minutes, I'll just like call Jess. And if she's not available, she'll call me back, you know? But it's important just to like take time out of your day to check in with the people that you love that like live in different cities, because it really does like make their day. Like I know when she calls me, I always get so excited and I'm like, oh my God, I was just thinking about you, or like I was thinking about messaging you, texting you, and you called me.
Some of our best friends also live in New York City, which it's not even like it's like far away or in a different time zone, but We have a group chat and we talk to them every
single day.
Every day.
We have the Snapchat group chat, which is always going, which I'm not like a huge fan of Snapchat, but I only keep it because like I have group chats with my friends.
Same. I don't use it anymore. I used to use it all the time though, but I don't use it anymore, but I only use it for the group chats with my friends that I don't see all the time.
Me too. Like if we didn't have our friend group chat, I probably wouldn't use it.
No.
And we have a group chat on Snapchat with our cousins. I want to also talk about just dealing with toxic friendships and also like friend breakups. And okay, so first I guess we can talk about toxic friendships and just like signs that you're in a toxic friendship. The signs of a toxic friendship would be, at least for me, I would think like people who are constantly just like putting you down and like not making you feel good. And also sometimes it doesn't have to be like the person literally saying stuff to you, or like it could be just the energy and how they make you feel when you're around them. Like really pay attention to that. And it's like if you're with certain people and you just like pay attention to your energy when you're with them, and like after you leave, like if you feel like you're completely depleted of your energy, I might honestly recommend just like observing how you feel and changing how much time you spend with them.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like I've had a few friendships where they weren't necessarily doing anything wrong. I felt so drained
and like suffocated.
And yeah, and I'm a very like energy receiver. Like I can pick up on people's energies. I can tell like certain things like that. And for me, I really watch out on how I feel when I'm around people, how I feel after.
And with that being said, I think that it's okay for you to outgrow certain people and for friendships to end, because when you think about it, at the end of the day, like your whole entire life is made up of relationships. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, but friendships are relationships as well.
Yeah.
And even if you have like a friend breakup, it still would feel the same as if you like broke up with your significant other, because like you're 100%. Losing that person that you talk to all the time and you spend time with and you trust with like your whole life and you talk about everything. And I just think that it's normal for friendships to break up. And honestly, this is why I wanted to talk about it, because you and I, like I said in the beginning of the episode, we've had so many friendships that are public, and then people are like, well, what happened to this person? What happened to this person? And
people grow at different rates, you know.
And I think that it's normal for people to grow apart.
It is very, very, very normal for people to grow apart. Everyone's in your life for like different seasons, you know. You're gonna have the people that are your core people that are there all the time, but you're also gonna have people that are like different seasons of your life, whether it's like friendships or even like relationships, you know.
Yeah, and I think also like, say if you're friends with somebody because you guys go to the same college and you have class together and you see them out on the weekends at parties, but then you graduate and it's like you might keep in touch like for 6 months after graduation, but then it's like you stop talking. That's okay. Like you don't have to like hate that person, or like obviously just wish them well and move on with your life, because clearly like you two are just like moving and growing in different directions.
Oh yeah.
And that's okay. But if you do want to keep like a relationship with somebody, I think just like
making the effort
And I feel like people are gonna like be expecting us to like spill tea on why we aren't friends with certain people anymore, because I always get questions why are you not friends with, which I don't want to like name drop people because I don't know, I just feel like it's not necessary, but I get so many questions like, why are you not friends with Kenzie Burke? I'm going to use Kenzie Burke as an example because I always get the question like, why are you not friends with Kenzie Burke anymore? And it's like, and she was one of my really good friends in 2019, and her and I just like kind of grew apart, and she like moved to Miami. Like we just like went in different directions, and that's totally fine. And like we are still friends. Yeah. We're just not as close as we used to be.
Her and I still talk. Like we were texting the other day.
Me too. And she like wants to meet up when I go to LA for my shoot, and she like offered for me to stay at her house. It's like just because someone also doesn't post somebody on social media doesn't mean that they're not friends anymore.
No, 100%. And also people like, we live on the opposite side of the country, so it's like obviously it's not like we're gonna see each other as often or as much as we used to, and like we grow at different rates and stuff, but everyone's at different points.
Yeah, and just because like you don't post somebody on social media doesn't mean you're not friends with them. And also one other thing I want to say, which this is going along with like friendship breakups, I think that it's okay if you're not friends with somebody anymore. I think it's okay to unfollow them on social media. Like some people may say like, no, I want to keep following them because like I don't want there to be any like drama or bad blood. Like we're civil, but we're not friends anymore. Like I personally think that if I don't talk to somebody and we've like talked about it, we've made the effort to like talk about why we had a falling out and like we're not friends anymore and that's it. Like I'm not going to continue to follow them on social media because I personally don't see a point in like keeping that tie. I just think that like everything has energy and like even following somebody.
It's also not that deep.
Yeah, it really isn't.
Like you can follow whoever you want, you can unfollow whoever you want.
And if like there's people from your high school or your college that like you know you're never going to see again, you don't really care about seeing their stuff, like it's okay to unfollow them. Like you don't have to just like mute their stuff but keep them in your followers. Like just let it go, you know? This is the year of just like not caring.
If I don't want to consume someone's content, I just simply don't follow them.
I think it's important to talk about making new friends in a new city because I feel like we've made so many new friends like living in Boston, and I feel like it might be intimidating at first because like you're moving to a new city, like you don't know anybody, but there are like ways I feel like to get to know people in your city, and like they end up being like really great friendships.
There's one thing I want to say quickly that kind of leads off of friendship breakups. I feel like anytime that I have had like a friendship breakup, not saying I've had a lot, but I've definitely had a few, it's always made room for new, really, really good, healthy relationships.
I agree. When one door closes, another one opens.
Yes, completely. I feel like a lot of the random like friends that I just have become closer with after certain ones have fizzled out, I'm like, oh, like that's, it kind of is like you're opened your eyes a bit. You're like, oh my God, like this is why it happened if you're dwelling over like a friendship breaking up or something, you know?
Yes, I agree. Although it is sad and you have the right to feel the way that you feel, just know that new friendships are going to make their way into your life that are going to fill that empty space.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to even be in a new city. It could be like college or transition points in your life, like a new career or something. I think the biggest tip is putting yourself out there.
Oh, yeah.
And as much as it's like intimidating and scary and you're like, wait, I'm like embarrassed, I don't want to be like going up to these people or like messaging someone and asking to hang out because like what if they say no or like, you know what I mean? I think everyone is in that position of like wanting to make new friends and like open to making new friends, that
it doesn't hurt at all.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to reach out. And if it doesn't end up working out, it doesn't end up working out.
And it wasn't meant to be. For me, I moved across the country and I didn't know anybody moving up. I mean, I knew a few people, but like I moved to Newport Beach and I did not know a single soul moving there. I made so many friends that live in Newport Beach. One of my very, very, very good friends out there, I met her through TikTok. She and I followed each other. Like I had seen her stuff come up on my For You page when I moved out there, and I followed her and she followed me back. And then she messaged me and she was like, hi, like I saw that you're in Newport. If you ever want to get dinner sometime, like let's do it. And I saw that she was from Orange County. So one day her and I met up for coffee, and now she's one of like my very best friends. And like even though we don't live in the same city anymore, I'll still like reply to her stuff on Instagram, comment on her TikToks, or like call her here and there and just like check in and like update each other on life. But you have nothing to lose just putting yourself out there and asking someone to go get coffee. Or she had never done Pilates before, and I was like, you gotta come to Pilates with me. Like I was scared to go alone because I was living in a completely new city, so I invited her to class with me. And now like she loves Pilates, and that was her nice thing. We would go to our Pilates classes every day and just like work out together and get coffee and go on walks, and we had a really, really, really good, healthy friendship that wouldn't have if she hadn't like messaged me and put herself out there by saying like, let's meet up sometime. Then who knows what would have happened, you know? So it's like...
Yeah, I think a lot of friendships come from social media.
A lot of friendships and relationships come from social media. It's so crazy how this type of stuff happens nowadays.
I know, especially with TikTok, like a lot of our friends that we've been hanging out with lately in Boston, like Julia, Lauren,
Riley,
Colin,
like we've all like
Riley.
met them through TikTok.
Yes, we have like a friendship now because of TikTok. Like they posted like Boston TikToks and they would always come up on my For You page and I'd be like, wait, these girls are so cute. Like we followed them and like we became friends from social media, which I think is really cool. So if you're in a new city, if you're in like Chicago, I'm on Chicago TikTok. Me too. Don't even know why, but I love it.
We have our good friends in Chicago.
Because we do have
we met
friends
them
in
through
Chicago.
social media. Like I met Riv first because we had mutuals and like I think like one of them DM'd me and then I saw it and then we ended up becoming really good friends with them too, and like now we like love them and go see them all the time.
Even before TikTok, where now you can see like so many more videos that people post in like different cities, like if you're on Boston TikTok or like Chicago TikTok, and you can see like people's stuff that they post about like day in the life or going to different restaurants and stuff like that. It's like easy to be able to see people's lives and like follow them and become friends that way. Even in the past, like I have found people through like Instagram Explorer. Like that's how I first found Liv. Isn't that funny? Yeah, like years ago I saw one of her pictures because we have mutual people that we know. So obviously like her stuff would come up in my Explorer. And she posted this picture. She was like in Paris and had this purple jacket on. And I was like, wait, this girl's so cute. And I followed her in like 2016 or something, like before I even did YouTube. Yeah. And we had just always followed each other. So I just think it's really cool, like the way that social media works with like making friends. As you get older, friendships change. And like I know in college, like me and my friends would like go out like every single weekend. And I just feel like as I've gotten older, like we still obviously go out sometimes, but there are other things to do like with your friends that don't revolve around like going out and like partying all the time. I feel like friendships like really change as you get older. And that's something that we do with our best friend Graydon is we cook dinner. We have Wednesday night dinner and we like cook a meal and we like we'll get together once a week and make something different and we'll just like talk, hang out, do stuff like that. And then also,
or a lot of the things that like my girlfriends and I will do is like go take photos.
Yeah.
It's always fun to do, get dressed up and go to like a cute little area and like just take photos. Every girl loves to take photos, so that's something fun you can do with your friends and like make a day out of it. Like one day we drove down to the Cape for fun. They've never been before. I showed it to them. We took photos, went to got coffee.
And get like little videos for TikTok.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can make a day of my life TikTok, or like I was saying about Samantha and I, like we'd go do workouts and go on hikes and go to Erewhon and do all the little things.
And we have some listener questions this week that were sent in by all of you guys, and we want to answer some of them on the podcast. Well, going on off of what we had just talked about, one of the questions, which I think is really important, was what can you do with new friends besides getting dinner? And we just touched upon that a little bit, but I feel like there are so many more things to do than just like get dinner or get drinks, because a lot of the time I feel like when people want to get together with somebody, they're like, let's grab a drink or let's get dinner. And if that's not something that you're into and you like don't drink or want something that's like during the day and more social, like Emma said, like going and taking pictures somewhere or getting coffee and going for a walk. You could even
go to a workout class and like get coffee after.
Yeah, go get a smoothie, go to a workout class. Also, something that I feel like is fun to do is like trying different places. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like a sit down meal, but you could like try a new coffee shop every time you hang out, you know, like something like that. Or even hang out at home.
Yeah,
and you could like bake cookies, or I feel like there's so much to do when you just like get creative with it. Also, I really want to go to like a pottery class or like go paint pottery. That's something that I want to do.
Or like have a board night where you make different boards, cheese boards, dip boards.
That would be fun.
That's
Also,
a cheese board.
You know what would be cute? Like going and getting tea somewhere, like going to like a little tea room.
For sure.
Like there's so many things to do when you just get creative.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. This was a really, really good one. It made me honestly stop and think. It says choose confrontation or letting go.
Okay, but it depends on the situation for me.
Okay.
Not even depends on the situation. Is this something like in the sense of like a friendship breakup, would you say?
Well, it could be anything.
Well,
so it's like, would you confront the situation? Say something happened. Are you going to confront it or are you going to let it go?
I would talk about it.
I think I'm more on the side of like confront.
I would talk about it
Me too.
with the person. Confront the situation, talk it out, share both sides, then let it go.
I'm that way too, because I swear if you don't address things, you hold it in and it bottles up and then you start to resent the person and then it's like 3 months have passed and that person like does something that pisses you off again and you're like, well, what the fuck, this is the thing that you did 3 months ago, blah 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 blah, and then that's just not good.
In the past, I feel like I wouldn't talk about things that were bothering me right away and I would just wait, but then like months would pass and something would bother me and then it would all explode and then I would just like not talk to the person. But now I like to like talk about it right then and there and then you let go of it afterwards.
Yeah, I agree. 2023, the year of confrontation.
Yeah.
Guys, this last question, it was more, well, it went really into depth. I got a like long DM about it and I was like, wait, we have to like just go ahead and talk about this because I feel like this is something that, I mean, at least everybody has dealt with this once in their life.
Yeah.
And this is the story. For context, for the copying thing I sent in, I have a friend who was a blonde. Now she's a brunette like me. I have a bigger chest. I feel like it bothered her that she didn't, so she got a boob job. I started getting lip filler, and after a year, she started getting it too. She also started doing her makeup like me and wanting to know my other friends out of nowhere who she didn't care for before. It's just a weird situation. We were friends for almost 4 years, and then this happened out of the blue over the course of a few months, and I had to distance myself from her. It was weird as fuck, but I always wondered what that meant, if she was doing it to be malicious or other reasons. LOL thoughts. Well, okay, I don't think it's like malicious. Like, I really don't think that she's doing it like to try to be mean, but I definitely think that like she envies you. Well, there's this saying that's like imitation is flattery, and my mom used to always say it growing up. Like, if
But
somebody...
Drake said imitation isn't flattery, it's just annoying me.
Well, yeah, that I was getting to that. Like,
Okay.
Mom used to always be like, if someone copies you, it's the greatest form of flattery. Like, it's, you should take it as a compliment. While yes, that's true, but it gets to the point where it's like, if it's over and over and over and over every little thing,
Down to little T's,
yeah,
like
down
that.
to a T, where it's like very, very, very specific things. Like, I'm not talking, you know, when you have like the same style or like you guys like the same things, like that, not talking about that. Like, this is like going to the extreme where it's like copying every little thing that you do.
Where she's like almost looking exactly like you.
Yes, and getting like obsessive. I think my advice, it's like, how do you even go about this? Like, do you go up to her and say something? Do you say, hey, we need to talk? This is what I've noticed. You dyed your hair brown like me. You got a boob job so you could get a bigger chest like me. You
Got lips.
got your lips done.
You want to be friends with my
You're now
friends that you don't
asking
know.
about friends that you like never even cared about. You know what I would do? I would just slowly distance myself. That's like literally what I would do, because I think I would be honestly too scared to confront the person, because I wouldn't want my friend to be like, why do you think I'm copying you? Like, you think that you're a trendsetter and you start everything, but it's like, no, you don't get it. This is like getting really specific and weird.
Yeah, I would definitely distance yourself. Or
If you
could dye your hair like pink and see if she does it too, and then be like, dude, like, why are you doing that?
you start doing like weird shit, like you start putting like ketchup all over your face, you're like, oh
You
my
put
god, it
ketchup
makes
on your hands for
skin glow.
moisturizer, and you say that it makes your hands really soft.
Honestly, I think what you should do is do something totally out of pocket and weird and see if she starts copying it. Yeah. Then you should know what to do. It's like, you need to choose if you want to say something and like make it a big deal, or if you just want to let it go and like distance yourself. I guess it just has to do with like how good of a friendship you guys actually have and how she makes you feel. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like you just need to observe the energy, and if you feel depleted and you feel like you are like more run down or like anxious or stressed around her, I would just like start slowly distancing myself.
You don't even have to feel like that way around her, and just like, if you notice certain things, like one time, I'm gonna give one example, I'm not saying names, but I had this friend that any guy I would talk about, even if I said that he was cute, she would follow on Instagram.
Oh my god.
And I was like, this is weird. Like, it got to the point where it was like, I would mention their name briefly, and then the next day she'd be following them. And they'd be like all of a sudden like Snapchatting. And I was like, what? Like, this is a little creepy, you know? I started to distance myself.
Yeah. That is creepy because it's like, why? And she doesn't even mention it to you.
But it's not even like she would know them. They're people that are from like completely different areas.
That's creepy.
So I just distanced myself because it made me feel uncomfortable. But I liked her as a person, you know?
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for tuning in to this week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to follow us on social media. I'm Emma McDonald across Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
And my social media is Maggie McDonald. And make sure to rate the podcast. We would greatly appreciate it. And we will see you next week.
Be sure to subscribe and listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcast. And we'll talk to you guys later.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.